All right, welcome to our practice today. And coming off a real high of, just seeing a great play yesterday come from away. And I think one of the things that really moved me is this idea of how one incident, one thing, one decision that we make can have all this ripple effect on everything in our lives. And what is it that we do on a consistent basis versus these things that we do spontaneously, or like one decision and how that changes your life. And it's true to say that there could be one decision or one incident in your life that changes the trajectory of your life. And I think I also weigh that with the consistency in the decisions that we make every day, like showing up for yoga or meditating daily, or 80% of what goes in your body isn't ice cream, those kinds of decisions. And the consistency in which we do them with really does give us that sensation of creating a habit, something that enhances our lives. And the vision is ours, and I think it's no secret that we all want to end this life living well, right? Not necessarily with tons of money or fame or any of that, but just living well. And so I started to think about, and I posed this question to you: what do we do on a consistent basis that sends us to this place of living well? That's to say, we're not perfect, because sometimes we slip up, and there's always these 28-day challenges, and they say 28 days forms a habit, 20 to form it, 8 to keep it on track. And I think that with this group, and we've been together for a long time, pre-COVID, many of us, and that's a few years ago, and we're still coming, right? We're still finding our way back into it. And there's this idea of climbing the ladder of whatever we feel our success is. And when we look at is it physical fitness, is it mental health, is it relationships, whatever it is that we want to hone in on, what are we doing on a consistent basis to get us there? And someone put it this way, I thought it was really incredible. Like, we all want to climb some ladder, whatever ladder it is, but what wall do you want to put it up against? Because there'll be different rungs, there'll be different exposures to climbing to the place where we want to go. And, it is very true that, one decision could change the trajectory of whatever we decide, one incident. And that's still true. However, I truly believe that we can build our own success by being consistent in the way we approach our own life. And so the question becomes, what are you doing on a daily basis? What is what is the thing that you want to grow? Because if you shine a light on it, it will grow, right? We know this to be true. So in our practice, just showing up is part of it, right? It's a big part of it. And I really appreciate that we do this on a regular basis, that we see each other. There's a community building, which I really, really appreciate and love. Even though this is online, I have a sensation to each one of you, right? I truly believe that there's this connection for us. Even if you don't have your camera on, I still feel like there's a connection, because I know you're there and you're listening, or you wouldn't be there. So I don't take that lightly. I think that consistency for ourselves on an individual perspective is difficult. And I do believe that consistency with others, showing up for each other, doing this on a regular basis, is a really big driving force to keep that wellness, to keep my sights on living well at the very end of it all. So that's the question I think I want to interweave into our actual practice. Balance isn't something that just comes to you. It's something you have to practice. And it's one of the factors of longevity: unilateral balance, balancing on one leg for 10 seconds at a time. that is a sheer factor to get us into living well when it comes to balance and perception. So good for you for showing up. And let's practice with the intention of, you know, making showing up the main objective, because everything else is going to come. I remember one person saying to me a long time ago, it only takes 1 minute to actually work out. And I'm like, what? I don't understand that. Well, as soon as you got your clothes on, your running shoes on, that takes about a minute. Then what are you going to do? Not do it? Well, you're going to do it, right? So just showing up is part of the ladder that you're leaning the wall up against. So with that, let's start our practice. I'm going to move back to the mat, and I'll ask that you come on to bolster or blocks, and we'll find ourselves in a unified breath together. Okay, so go ahead and take a comfortable seat.